Hey guys, it's Sarah Griffin, Lytho's Product Marketing Manager, here to shine a spotlight on our LinkSync connector. The connector is an enhancement to our Lytho DAM plugin, and with the connector, when assets are placed via the plugin into InDesign files, they will be linked via URL. So those links and assets will never break when your files are shared, and you've got a streamlined process for maintaining your assets and that version control out of your Lytho DAM. If you're anything like me as a designer and you opened up InDesign to meet this pop-up window, super frustrating, super distracting. Whatever intention I had of doing in that InDesign file has now been completely derailed because I have to do some sort of asset audit to figure out what links are, what assets are missing, how do I relink them, where do I find the original source. It's just a huge distraction and really an unnecessary step in trying to collaborate with my colleagues across InDesign files. It shouldn't have to be this way. It's 2024. So that's why Lytho decided to build and deliver the LinkSync connector. Let's take a look at how it works in app. Got an InDesign file opened up here. We can see in our links window toward the top right corner of the screen that we have a file that's throwing an error message. This file was created by another designer and then shared with me. And this particular asset was linked from a local storage on her machine. So when she shared this file with me, my computer and InDesign can't find that source asset because I don't have access to her machine. So now I'm left with the task of hunting down that asset and relinking it. With the connector, we can actually place assets out of our DAM into our InDesign files, and they'll be linked via URL. So we're going to do that by logging into our DAM. We have single sign-on, so it's pretty quick, easy process. And then back in InDesign, I'm going to select our image that was giving us trouble, that cone, that ice cream cone, and we're going to actually place the image from the plugin with the connector. When we do this placement, we see in our new link info that we have a URL connection and we no longer see that error. So from now on, InDesign, when this file is opened, is going to call the Lytho DAM through the connector plugin and place this image based on the file that's in the DAM. So what if this asset were to be updated in the DAM and maybe a new version is set as the active version? Well, that's not a problem, because you're actually going to receive a notification in InDesign when a new active version is set for an asset you have linked through the connector. If we look at that top asset in our links bar, we're about to see a notification as a new asset or new version of this ice cream cone asset is saved. Oh, there it goes. We get this notification letting us know, hey, guess what? This asset has been modified in the DAM. You need to take action. So let's go ahead and update this link, and we're going to see this ice cream cone color change to the newer version that's set in the DAM, ensuring that your designers and InDesign users are always using the most up-to-date asset that's been stored in the DAM, keeping your DAM as the single source of truth. So we've seen through this demo that there are problems when you're linking assets from local storage in your InDesign files. Those links break when you try and share your files between designers, or you're reassigning work. There's no trustworthy version control mechanism. You could try to rely on a file naming convention, but I promise you, I bet we've all seen, final version 1, final version 6B. And so it's not really reliable. You can't guarantee that the asset saved on your local machine is actually the most recent version. Using local assets and linking them in your InDesign files undermines your DAM as your single source of truth. One of the best benefits of having a DAM is ensuring that people use the right assets in the most recent versions of assets. And so you don't want them pulling assets off of local machines. And then finally, all of this requires a lot of manual, time-consuming maintenance to fix those missing links, to save files in different areas, to package your InDesign documents in order to share them with your other designers or with other vendors. It's just not an efficient, streamlined process. So with the LinkSync connector, creative teams are going to benefit by simplifying that design process, being able to share InDesign files between designers. Those links will never break. The images will always appear, and they'll always be in sync with what you've got stored in the DAM. We're automating that version control so that designers can move forward confidently, knowing that they've placed the most up-to-date version of an asset in the work that they're creating. When you've got confidence that you're using the most recent asset and send that design to review, you know you're not going to get feedback that's like, oops, this is an old version. And then ultimately, all of this is going to add up into getting your work done faster. We're collaborating better and easier. We're managing our assets and assuring they're being used correctly. We're minimizing the number of review rounds we have to endure to get to approved as is, which all equals faster completion times, which means you get more time back to do more, better work. But ultimately, what's most importantly is that that little pop-up window isn't going to haunt you in your sleep anymore. So the LinkSync connector licenses are available now for purchase. Reach out to your CSM or click on the link below to learn more about how to add this tool to your stack to improve your collaboration with your other designers and streamline your creative process. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.